want to start?
Yeah. This last week went okay. I got some new games for my birthday. So I've been playing those a lot. So I got a little bit behind on my homework.
You mean video games?
Video games, but I didn't have much homework to begin with. So I have something I still need to do tonight. That's record me singing
Your tenor
my
part.
part of a song for PYC.
And the poem, which you haven't written yet.
Yeah, and the poem. And then also some papers and stuff to fill out for Social Security, income. It says return those by December 3rd.
December 3rd?
Yeah.
That's Thursday?
Yep.
Okay, you have a few days then.
Yep. That's about it.
So, everything otherwise feels like it's going okay? You're nothing where you're like, this is something that I would like to improve, or?
Yeah, no. I've been showering more often.
Why do you think that is?
Because
Is there something that prompts you to shower more besides me nagging you?
probably. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Yeah.
You had your birthday this past week.
Yeah. That was probably it. Well, Shadow's leaving the fireplace. I guess after Dad kicks him out of his favorite chair, and it was too hot right in front, he had to come in here.
Yeah.
Shadow.
Can we talk about the screen time? Because it's not really working for me the way that it's being moderated.
Yeah, you're having to do too much.
I wonder if it's working for you though, how it's feeling to you.
Yeah, it's feeling okay to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything about it's feeling okay? Having to ask me for it, the amount that you're getting?
But I just pay out a little bit more, and I didn't have to ask for it as much. So it seems like whenever I ask you, you only ever give me an hour. So like if I want a few hours, I have to ask every single hour.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be nice if you unblocked it for longer when you unblocked it.
The part that's not working for me is it feels like you're it gets in the way of you doing anything else.
Mm-hmm. Maybe certain times of the day where I can't do screen time.
Are you saying that to make me happy or because you think that would work for you?
No, I think that'll work. It'll let me get other stuff done. Would help me get other stuff done.
So you also recognize that
Yeah.
too much screen time keeps you from getting stuff done? Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yeah. Things like showering or listening to music, other stuff. Yeah.
So what part of the day would you block out?
Maybe 3:30 to 4.
You're funny, but not that funny.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Do you
How
think
about just certain days I block out time? So like
where you don't have screen time?
yeah. So like maybe Tuesday and Thursday from like maybe 10 to 3.
Adam?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Because that's not helpful. Because that's when your classes are.
Yeah.
So maybe you don't want to actually block out times. I mean, the other way that we've dealt with screen time is to make it contingent upon other things.
Yeah. Ooh, what about like at night? Like maybe 6 to 8 or 7 to 9 or something.
Have no screen time?
Yeah. That way I can be available for dinner, I can take a shower, I can do other stuff.
When would you get stuff like schoolwork done or the forms you need to fill out or just
Earlier.
showering or
I'm gonna shower like then, but earlier. That wouldn't be as much for homework as for other stuff.
oh, okay. So keep that time computer free.
Yeah.
For other things. So when is the getting your work done time?
During the day.
So there should also be a time during the day that there's no computer?
No.
Oh. So what time did you say during the evening to be computer free?
Either 6 to 8 or 7 to 9. I'm not sure what makes more sense. Maybe like 6:30 to 8:30.
Yep, that splits the difference. So 6:30 to 8:30, and that's so that you can get things.
Although no, it
done.
doesn't really work to do that because like you can't do a half hour for the computer.
Not easily.
Yeah.
No.
So it should be maybe 7 to 8. 6 to 8, 7 to 9, in the middle of 7 to 8.
That would solve
Oh,
one
yeah.
problem, which is you not coming to the table for dinner. Remember that was something that was the thing that was an
Yeah, I think
incentivized
6
thing?
to 8 works.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 to 8.
That doesn't solve the problem though of you not getting schoolwork done.
That's a problem.
I don't know, you tell me. You said you got a little bit behind on your work this past week because you had all these new games to play. Maybe that's not a problem to you.
I don't think that's much of a problem.
Do you think if you knew that the computer was available and you had work to do, you would ever choose to do work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure you're getting shadow.
So I'm hesitant to do that because in the past when we've just kept the computer open for you, like when you came back from Pacific, that's all you did.
Yeah.
Literally.
Maybe not that. Maybe how we've been doing it.
Yeah, but that goes back to you having to ask me and then me falling back into my old patterns of being like, well, have you done your work? And then I get naggy and that doesn't feel good.
Prove it.
Right.
Yeah.
I just, that dynamic doesn't feel good for our relationship. And I'll give you a lot of credit for the fact that you are getting work done, even without me nagging you about it. But I personally fall back into those patterns of feeling like I need to control that. And I don't really want to be in that position. That's really hard.
So maybe just block it most of like the day, afternoon kind of thing. Or maybe only unblock it in the morning. That'll force me to get up early.
Only unblock it in the morning.
Yeah.
But then what happens is if you know you have a finite amount of time on the computer, then you never use it doing work. You're like, oh my God, I only have 3 hours. I have to use all of it playing this game or watching this show or whatever.
Right.
It's like a scarcity mentality.
Yeah. No, it was just a suggestion, but it wouldn't really work that well. Unless like made so the computer was unblocked like from 8 to 10 and then
In the
from
morning?
12 to 5.
If it was on block 12 to 5, don't you think you wouldn't be at all motivated to use it from 8 to 10? You would just sleep
Yeah, I
in.
would. I think so.
So why 8 to 10 and 12 to 5? How would that help? I mean, what?
Well, 8 to 10 would get me up in the morning.
Hmm. Oh, are you saying then that big chunk of time so you wouldn't feel like you didn't have enough time and you would use some of it for
Yeah, if
work
it
and
was
some
only
of it
8
for
to
school?
10, I feel like that wouldn't be enough time.
Hmm. Right, you'd feel like you had to use it all for playing games.
Maybe. Or I feel like I'd have to use it all for work, but then I would have no time to play games.
Except for now the 12 to 5 then.
Well, yeah. Maybe not 12 to 5. I don't know.
What about 1 to 5? That way you
Mm-hmm.
get lunch in the middle. I don't know.
Yeah. 1 to 5, 8 to 10. But actually, if it's up in the morning, then I'll come down, I'll get on the computer, and I won't do anything else. I won't have breakfast, I won't dress.
So,
I don't know.
I mean, we can try any of these things. If they don't work, then
Yeah.
they don't work. But let's definitely try something you think has a greater chance of success. So 8 is pretty unrealistic.
Is it?
That's
I
a
got up
question.
pretty
I don't
early
know.
Today.
What?
I got up at like 10 today.
You got up at 10:30.
I know.
Yeah.
And yesterday I got up at 12.
Yeah.
Right? So if that keeps up, that means tomorrow I'll get up at 8.
You think it's a linear
So a half
relationship?
hour, 1.5 hour earlier each morning
You think it's linear?
with a minimum of 8. So yeah, I do.
So what do you want to try? I mean, let's just try something, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we tweak it. We can do a midweek check-in. Keeping in mind this is for the non-school,
Yeah.
non-class days.
Mhm.
So it's really just this
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah.
This is for Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Assuming we can even get your computer working again in Custodio.
Yeah, let's just try 8 to 10, 1 to 5.
And then just those 2 times,
Yep.
not any evening times or anything.
Oh, and then after my break at dinner.
After 8.
Yeah.
What if we made the after 8 time contingent upon you having gotten your work done sometime during the day?
Maybe. So it would be 8 to 10, 1 to 5, 8 to 10.
Yeah, but the 8 to 10 was only if you'd actually use some of your time to get schoolwork done.
Yeah, sure.
That way, you can still get all of your screen time in until 5 and then do your work if you've been really procrastinating. You still gives you time to try to get your work done.
Yeah.
It's a lot of screen time, though.
It is.
Like, do you think you would really be on 7 hours a day or up to 9 hours just playing games and work?
I don't know. As long as YouTube isn't enabled, because then totally. I'd spend 10 hours a day watching YouTube.
Is YouTube enabled right now?
No.
Well, actually, everything's enabled because I totally removed Custodio.
Well, no, nothing's enabled right now.
Right.
Except for a blue screen.
So will you take note of that? Or like Netflix or whatever?
Yeah. I'll write that on here so we can come back to it next week and see how it went.
Okay, I'd like to revisit this sooner than next week. And
Okay.
Dad does his meeting with you next week, but
Yeah.
I would like to also check in with you about how it went.
So 8 to 10, 1 to 5, 8 to 10.
Little asterisk next to the second 8 to 10.
Yep.
Because that one's, I'm caught up.
Well, it looks like a 1 instead of a
Although
0.
that's my idea. Are
Yeah,
you
we
just
can try that.
okay?
Okay. Anything else?
I am just curious about your social life.
Great.
With the holidays coming up, people
I
who
had
were
a nice bonding time today.
who
with
were
Charlotte.
off. There might be people back in town. And I remember last year this time you came back from Pacific, you had people you wanted to check in with.
Yeah. Although it's harder to do now.
You go out to lunch with Luca, what's the difference?
He's right next door.
Right? But if they live locally, You
Yeah.
can put a mask on and ride your bike and
Yeah.
meet them outside.
I have a flat tire, so I can't ride my bike.
For real, you have a flat tire?
Yeah.
Then
I've-
should you add that? Put
I've
that
had
on
it
your
for
list.
a few months now. Well, because I had a flat tire, I fixed it, and then like 5 minutes later, I had another flat tire. So now I'm like, there's no point in fixing it. It'll just happen again.
But is that because it needs a new inner tube, or
No, we replaced the inner tube,
seriously?
and then like maybe the next ride after, or a short time after, it was flat again.
That's really depressing.
And so I've just kept it because it was really depressing, and so I was just so depressed I just gave up on it for the time
Can
being.
you put that on your list to fix?
But I should get around to fixing it. Except I'm just afraid it'll happen again,
I
so
know.
I don't want to.
Well, if it happens again, then there's something else going on, something wrong.
Yeah, but twice is just really unlucky.
Maybe you can ask Dad or Will to take a
Because
look
we
at it with
replaced
you.
the whole inner tube thing.
Right. So let's try patching it at least and see.
Mhm.
Maybe something is wrong with the way you're putting it on and something's puncturing it.
Maybe there's part of the metal that the inner tube goes around is like a little sharp.
So I'm not going to press you to have a social life if you don't want a social life, but I have heard you say before that you would like to have more of a social life.
I don't
And
think
so-
I've achieved that with Shadow here.
And so I wonder if there is anybody back in town potentially that you might want to reach out
Maybe.
to.
I'll think about it.
Okay. I'll check in with you about it.
Yeah, and now hopefully the computer is done.
All right.